Welcome to Wisconsin DNR's Wild Wisconsin Off the Record podcast. Information straight from the source.
Welcome to another episode of Wild Wisconsin Off the Record. I'm Katie, DNR's digital media coordinator. And over the last year, when you've stopped at state parks or maybe looked at DNR social media, you might have noticed something called OutWiGo. Or maybe you've even used hashtag OutWiGo on Instagram or Twitter and had no idea what the heck it was. Just thought it was a cool hashtag. So today we are sitting down with Missy Vanlanduyt and Jane Simpkins to learn a little bit more about what OutWiGo is and how you can participate. Welcome, first of all.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Being here. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about what you do for the DNR? Jane?
All right, so I'm Jane Simpkins, and I'm the marketing specialist for Wisconsin State Parks, as well as Wisconsin's Bureau of Natural Heritage Conservation. So I help with all of the promotions and the branding for the Wisconsin State Park system, and that includes OutWiGo.
Awesome. Missy?
And I am the Recreation Partnership Section Chief. It's a mouthful. But basically what I do is communication, outreach, and everything external with our partners. So friends groups, volunteers, development, agreements, all that kind of fun stuff.
Awesome. So what is OutWiGo? It's such a cool word, but what actually is it?
Right. I know. I get that question a lot, and a lot of times it's funny because people say OutWiGo in their own way. They'll say, what's that thing? We go out, we go, what is it? And so it's fun to be able to remind them, it's just OutWiGo. And I think what it boils down to is OutWiGo is a health and wellness initiative of the Wisconsin State Park system. So OutWiGo is really focused on 3 tiers, and that falls into the physical benefits of outdoor recreation, sort of the mental benefits of getting outdoors and active and getting some fresh air, and then the community aspect of outdoor recreation, which is really where Wisconsin State Parks come into play. A lot of people have their weddings in parks, or they've had family reunions in parks, or birthdays. People use parks as a platform to sort of bring people together, and I think OutWiGo is really all about bringing people together, and that's where the we comes in. We're going out, all of us. We all find different ways to get outdoors and active and have fun. And then the we is obviously spelled W-I to represent Wisconsin. So that's sort of how OutWiGo came to become what it is. Yeah.
Okay, so this maybe isn't OutWiGo related, but you can get married in a state park?
I mean, people have.
All the time.
Totally.
Yeah. Do we have resources for that if people are interested in it?
Well, we don't do wedding coordination, but you can reserve shelters, picnic areas, all that kind of stuff, and you just require usually a special event permit depending on if you want to close the area down for your wedding. Otherwise, we've got amphitheaters and closed shelters, all kinds of stuff that people can reserve, and there's some very popular areas actually. Rib Mountain is one of our most popular. They can reserve an indoor shelter that's year-round and the amphitheater that looks over Wausau. And so people reserve them together for the bridal area to get ready, and then the outdoor wedding with the nice overlook. So
What a cool thing. Never thought of that. Okay, so, sorry, that was a fun little side note, but I think that's a really cool thing that we can offer in our state parks.
Yep.
So why did you guys choose OutWiGo?
So it really kicked off, let's say, I think it was around October of 2017. The state parks director, Ben Berge, he wanted a way to get people outdoors and active, and he kind of wanted to tap into the smart watch, like the steps.
Okay.
The step challenges.
He kept looking at his wrist going, those things, those tracker things. But ironically, if you look at him today, he's got an Apple iWatch. And so he was not in 2017 as up to date as the rest of us maybe, but now he is.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yep. So we were sitting in a meeting, and Ben said, and I had just started actually at the DNR, maybe like a month before this meeting, and this was the first time I'd ever met Ben. He said, Jane, I want you to come up with something, some sort of initiative, some sort of name or program or something that we can tap into this whole health and fitness craze going on. And so Missy and I bounced ideas back and forth, and at one point we were thinking of calling it WhiskFit. And we went through the whole process of coming up with a logo and a graphic and everything for it. And only to find, like, a couple days before launching it, oh, somebody else is already using this. So we had to completely scrap WhiskFit, so RAP WhiskFit. But I think it actually turned out to be better because it gave us OutWiGo. Because the good thing about OutWiGo is that it encapsulates not just the fitness aspect of wellness, it also brings in, again, the mental and the community aspects of wellness, which are both very important to, feeling good in the great outdoors.
For sure. And there's so many things that you can do with it in terms of the different activities that can fall into OutWiGo. It's not just getting your steps in. It's a lot more than that. Yeah.
So Ben actually did not like OutWiGo. He did not like it. He liked Step Into Wisconsin, which was kind of funny. Jane and I were like, come on. Jane is the genius that came up with OutWiGo, and Ben just said, I need to sit with it a while. Yeah. And so it was like January, maybe around that time frame. It was winter, and it was Sunday morning, and I get this frantic call from Ben. I'm like, this is weird. My boss is calling me on Sunday morning. What's going on? I better answer. And so I answered, and he's like, OutWiGo, we can do OutWiGo. And I was like, okay, I don't know why you are now all of a sudden, like, you were so anti-OutWiGo and now you love it. And he goes, I was trying to get my kids ready to go outside and play in the snow, and I said to them, okay guys, OutWiGo. And he's like, and it just came to me, it fits, everything fits. So then OutWiGo was born in January of 2018.
Yes.
That's been that ever since.
Yes.
That is perfect. How would you guys, so it officially launched about a year ago, right?
Yep, about May 17th of last year.
Okay.
So happy birthday, OutWiGo.
Happy birthday, OutWiGo, for sure. And you guys started with a pledge. Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about that.
So we wanted to come up with a way to sort of not only track the progress of OutWiGo, and by progress I mean just getting the word out, just to see how many people were learning about it and were aware of it. And we also wanted a way to bring in that community aspect, like I said, and to get people involved in OutWiGo. And the pledge was just all about, it was essentially just getting people to pledge to get outdoors and get active in 2018. So this was 2018 we rolled out the pledge. And, it was a great idea. It was one of those things that's great in theory. You're like, oh, let's have a pledge and have, like, I'm sure we'll have so many people sign up for it. And I think our goal is like 20,000 pledges by 2019. And I think we ended up getting about 2,000 people to actually pledge on the online form, which is fine. I mean, you never know. Starting out, trying new things. That's right, Yeah. So
go big or go home.
We just moved the comma. Like when we report it, we just like, we got 2,000 pledges.
Yeah, and then we started saying, oh, well, a hashtag, that counts as a pledge. So we started counting all the hashtags and things like that. And then we also created these pledge boards that we painted, and we would take those boards, they were just white boards, and they said OutWiGo on them, and we would take them to events, and we would have people at events at our booths come up and, hey, pledge, to getting outdoors and active. And so we counted those as well. But eventually, over time, we kind of let the pledge go to the wayside because we realized that a lot of our messaging was starting to, like, focus around the pledge. And we're like, well, that's not really what OutWiGo is about. It's not about
the main message.
Yeah, it's not the main message. And so we really have sort of, as it has evolved, we've turned OutWiGo more into, okay, how are people getting outdoors and active in Wisconsin, and how are people utilizing our Wisconsin State Park System properties? And so through that, we've actually started to, not so much interview, but we've started to highlight the people who visit our properties, our state parks, our state trails and forests and recreation areas. And we've started to ask them to tell their story through OutWiGo. And we call them OutWiGo-getters.
So anyone who follows us on social media may have seen the monthly OutWiGo-getters on Facebook and Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep. So an OutWiGo-getter is simply anybody who enjoys getting outdoors and active in Wisconsin state parks. trails, forests, or recreation areas. And sometimes they're even dogs. I once highlighted my own dogs when I first started doing this because I wasn't sure how I was going to get these stories from people.
So tell us about the hashtag OutWiGo and how people can participate with that on Instagram.
Right, so one way that people can participate with OutWiGo is by using the hashtag OutWiGo. So that's out, W-I-G-O, and it's all one phrase. So if you tag, people can tag their adventures at Wisconsin State Park System properties, so state trails, forests, parks, recreation areas, which is a mouthful. So I'm just going to, if I say state parks, I mean the whole gamut. I mean everything. So again, people can, if they're at Rib Mountain or if they're at Devil's Lake or Big Bay, any of our properties, if they're there and they capture a cool picture, hiking with their dogs or at using one of our selfie stands, they can hashtag that image OutWiGo on Instagram, and then I can find it by searching the OutWiGo hashtag. And then if I notice that, I usually look for somebody who's maybe used the hashtag multiple times, so it looks like they visit our parks pretty frequently. And then I will inbox message them, say, hey, are you interested in being our OutWiGo-getter for whatever month it is? And then I just ask them for a simple blurb or sort of bio on their experiences with our properties and why they choose to get outdoors and what outdoor recreation means to them, and sort of tell their story, their own OutWiGo story. And so through that, we've been doing that since May of last year, and we've gotten a whole variety of stories, and it's just been awesome because this is what OutWiGo is all about, as we said, this community aspect, and we really, through OutWiGo, want to showcase all the people who visit our parks and our properties and find different ways to enjoy them.
Yeah.
And have different reasons for enjoying them.
Absolutely.
Which can be really, we hope, is inspirational for other people to get outdoors and active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So use the hashtag, and you too could become a DNR social media celebrity.
Yes, please use the hashtag.
And not only that, but, or not only the OutWiGo-getter, but we do also, anyone who follows us on Instagram has probably noticed that a lot of the content we publish to Instagram is fellow Wisconsinites or people getting outdoors in Wisconsin and using our hashtags and tagging Wisconsin DNR in those posts. So
it used to be Jane and I. Like, it used to be Jane going out every weekend with her dog and her husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people have seen my husband a lot, the back of his head a lot. He's been a model for OutWiGo hats and things like that. So
for sure.
Yeah.
So how else has OutWiGo evolved over the last year?
It's really grown. I mean, we started at Mirror Lake with our kickoff last year with primarily, I would say, our partners. So we had maybe 15 or 20 of our partners, maybe 1 or 2 members of the public. Now, granted, we only had about a week to publicize it, and it was during the week. I think the most successful part of that was the partnership side, and Ben being on a paddleboard for almost 30 minutes on a Facebook Live, so you can look that up on our social media. But we've evolved from having 1 or 2 members of the public there through countless events in 2017 or 2018, through having more than 1,600 people at our most recent OutWiGo Girls event this May. So I think it's grown exponentially on social media, in our following. At our events, we're seeing increases in the number of people attending our events. Our visitation numbers are continuing to climb, which is one of the goals of OutWiGo. We really want OutWiGo to be synonymous with Wisconsin State Park System.
Absolutely.
And so I think it's becoming more and more like that, to the point where we're spending, there's events every week, for sure every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and a lot of times during the week throughout the year. And so it's grown exponentially in the last year, and we're really excited with how it's kind of taken on a life of its own, and we're barely trying to keep up with it at this point.
Yeah. So you mentioned OutWiGo Girls, and I think that is such a cool event that you guys did. So when you guys are listening to this, it was a couple weeks ago, but why don't you tell us a little bit about what OutWiGo Girls was, and maybe is it going to happen again?
We're really hopeful that it happens again. Yes, we're planning on it. We got to get the planning and stuff already for next year. But basically what it was, we had this idea we're trying to do Out We Go for everyone this year. And so we're trying to break down barriers for people to get outside and enjoy outdoor recreation. And so, we're women. And so we thought, hey, one of the biggest barriers for women is maybe a financial thing, a travel thing, just not knowing thing. And so what we wanted to do was engage people, primarily women, girls, families, in outdoor recreation and try to break that barrier down of, I don't know what that is, so I don't want to do it. And so we put this event together. Jane and some of our other staff put that together and showcased, using all of our partners, a lot of our partners, what is outdoor recreation, and basically giving an introduction to a number of different facets, from motorized use through hiking, equestrian use, camping, and everything in between, on what you can do on those state parks, forest trails, and rec areas, and letting folks come out and just get a little bit of the flavor to it. And so I think we were a little bit panicked and a little bit excited when the parking lots were full a half an hour after the gates opened.
Yeah.
But 60 degrees or maybe even less than that, and cloudy, and we had an amazing turnout. So we're excited not only for there to be an Out We Go Girls 2020, but we're also looking to do more events like that this year that showcase our partners and give our visitors a flavor of what is outdoor recreation.
Yeah. And plans for it to move throughout the state at all?
Not sure yet. We will hopefully be doing events like this in other parts of the state, maybe focusing on winter recreation at that time of the year. One of the benefits of where we've got it now at the southern unit of the Kettle Moraine is that we're able to focus on population centers. And so we're able to get a lot of folks between Madison and Milwaukee to come out and, especially a lot of kids and a lot of people who don't maybe travel up north to recreate. We want to show them what are some of the resources that are available right here. So I think we'll be continuing to plan more events. Out We Go is growing. And so that was actually one of the things Out We Grow Girls, and we gave away trees, little seedlings from our forestry folks.
Fun.
So so I know Out We Grow Girls, so cute. So that was all Jane too. She's the genius behind it. So I think definitely more to come, and we've got so many events planned this summer that maybe we can get into at some point here.
Yeah,
really
absolutely. That was
about
going
all
to
of
be
our
my
stuff.
next question was, okay, other than the Out We Go specific events, are there other events that happen at state parks and forests and things throughout the year, and how can people find that information?
Well, basically everything is Out We Go. When you think about it, we can't really think of a type of event that's not Out We Go. Everything is either focused on that physical wellness, mental health wellness, social, community wellness. And so pretty much everything is not necessarily an Out We Go event or Out We Go specific one like we proactively had, but we sponsor and share and promote the events that our partners have. So we have the Get Outdoors calendar, where folks can go onto our webpage and type in Get Outdoors and find all of our events. We primarily, Jane and myself and the staff really focus on our partnerships. So we've got partnerships with Ice Age Trail Alliance, the Natural Resources Foundation, REI, the Association of Wisconsin Snowmobile Clubs. We've got 40 plus partners that we work very closely with. And so we work to promote and cooperatively do events with them. And so we've got a number of different things coming up this summer with all of those kind of folks. Some are educational and informational, and some are very active, like different campouts. So all kind of on our Get Outdoors calendar.
Any specific ones you want to highlight?
Yeah, we've got a few. We've got some. Our June one coming up is, we've got some REI events coming up in June, but we've got Free Fun Weekend coming up. So that's kind of what we're promoting for Out We Go for June. That's kind of our big one, which is folks can get out and active in state parks, forest trails, wherever, and there's free admission. There's also trail pass and free fishing where there's not required a license. So Free Fun Weekend's coming up in June. In July, we've got Fishing Has No Boundaries, which is accessible fishing, essentially.
Yeah.
So folks can get out and do that, and that's at a couple of different locations. That was July. August is Smokey Bear's 75th birthday.
So excited for Smokey's
So excited.
birthday.
The Northern Highland American Legion State Forest is doing a birthday party. So they're working out the details there, but a little teaser, I believe there's going to be a hike and maybe a breakfast. So different things going on there. And then this fall is really where our friends groups are doing activities all throughout the year, and we work to promote them. They do activities really very, very often throughout the state. But September and October, a lot of our friends groups have runs. So they do 5K, 10K, half marathon, and some marathon runs throughout the state. And so a lot of them take place within like 3 to 4 weekends throughout September and October. So, and then we'll get into all of our winter stuff. But we've got, like I said, countless events that our naturalists and educators do as well, in addition to our friends group, plus what we do and promote too.
Absolutely. And I think one of the coolest things about the Get Outdoors calendar is that you can search not only by, dates, but you can search by, I want to specifically go to this state park or recreation area or whatever, and see what's happening there specifically, which I think is so cool. If you have a place in mind that you want to go, or maybe you're looking at something to do for a quick weekend and you just want to find something nearby, it makes it a really great resource for just finding things to do.
You can search by activity too. So if you're looking for a hike or a run or a candlelight event, you can search by what kind of recreation you want to do too.
Yeah, awesome. So that leads perfectly into my next question. What activities could be considered part of OutWiGo? Like, what kind of things can we be doing as OutWiGo-getters?
Oh, so many things. And this won't even... I love this question, and I also don't like this question because I always leave some group out, and then I get in trouble for it.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
No, it's fine.
But...
It's fine. It's all right. It's all right. So just off the top of my head, paddling, hiking, biking, geocaching. There's a Wisconsin Geocaching Association, actually, which I just learned about, which is awesome. They've got a lot of great resources as well if you'd like to get into geocaching. Fishing, obviously, horseback riding. And those are all summer, spring activities. And then you go into winter, and we've got some excellent cross-country ski trails, snowshoe trails, snowmobiling options. Fat biking is becoming more and more popular. I mean, it's really endless. Or, you could just go camping, or you could just, walk over to Gov Nelson. Like I saw the other day, somebody just, hooked up their hammock and was just hanging out by the water.
You can also combine activities.
Yes.
Which Jane and Ben and I did
yes.
last June.
Yes.
And we decided to do an adventure triathlon to promote OutWiGo. And
Ooh,
so...
Tell me more.
Yeah, so what it is it's a bike and then kayak instead of swim, and then a run.
Okay.
So I think Ben was probably the only one that really trained for it. And he also conned someone else into giving him a faster kayak. So... So he was out of the gate like way ahead of us. Jane was last because she was filming. Yeah. And then I was somewhere in the middle of the pack.
You were automatically at a disadvantage.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, but she beat me. Without training, by the way. I did a little bit of training. So we biked, I don't know, maybe what it was, 12 miles, 15 miles? 12.
Let's say 15. Makes
15. It was 15 miles, and it was very hilly. And then, you bike this is on the Stour Seven Lakes State Trail, which is in Polk County, and we started in Amory, Wisconsin. So we biked 15 miles out in the very hilly country. There were a couple of water spots, but when you're out in the country like that, no one actually gives you the water. So if you want to stop and get the water, it's there. So we biked, and there was a couple of times where 15 miles is a long time if you don't bike a lot. So you had to kind of stand up a lot, we'll just say. Stand up on the bike and try to go for a while. And then you get off, and then you're like, oh man, like you used your legs the whole time. So then you get into the kayak, and you're like, okay, I get to use my arms now. But it was on a lake, not a river, so you're really using your arms. Right. So, Ben has the fastest boat, so he gets around the thing in probably like 10 minutes. Jane and I are like, it's probably 45 minutes, half hour, 45 minutes
easily.
To get around the lake, because we've got the sit-on-top kayaks that have the hole in them, so the water comes in, so it's a lot of drag. So we're just, paddling around the lake. Like now your legs are cramping up because all you're using is your core and your arms, but it's giving your legs a rest because then you have to run. So then you run on the trail. When you're done, you come back in, put your shoes back on or whatever you need to do, and then go for a 5K run down and back on the trail. So again, I didn't train very much. Jane did not train at all. And here comes Jane, like on the trail. there's probably only 5 people left to finish. And I'm like, yes, I'm not going to be last. Like, this is great. And then there goes Jane with her husband, who is a trainer, who's like coaching her and like cheering her on. And she just like blows right past and finishes.
I did not blow right past.
Yeah, you did. And then we all finished, and it was great.
Yeah.
And we had a super fun time.
Yeah.
But we're not doing it again this year.
Yeah, I'm still sore from last year.
Yeah.
So was this like an official event or okay, so it was official.
Yep.
But like people could organize their own random mini one on a weekend with friends, just go out and make your own adventure triathlon for fun.
There's a lot of events that happen on our properties that are not necessarily our events. So members of the public can form an event like that, and all you need is a special event permit.
Perfect.
And you can do races like that. So we've got all kinds of, our properties probably have in the summer hundreds of those type of race events on our properties. So, you know, you may never go to a state park otherwise, maybe, but you will go for one of those events. And so the fall ones are coordinated and sponsored by our friends groups, but we do have hundreds of other ones. There's a number of them at Devil's Lake, at Peninsula. Peninsula in May just had the marathon, the spring marathon, I believe, or half marathon. So a lot of those type of events go through our property, but yes, you can form one of those events and get the required permitting and have an event like that at our property. Or yes, you can just go out with your friends and make up your own.
On a Sunday and just...
Yeah,
And then
I
hashtag
challenge
OutWiGo.
you
Yeah.
to ride 10 miles and then
Yep.
you get to pick the next activity and
That's
you
right.
get to pick the next one.
And our maps are pretty accurate too, so you can go online and check out distances. And we're actually in the process, another tool we're going to try to put out for the public is if you are training for a race and you want to work out on the Bearskin State Trail and you want to go from this trailhead to this trailhead, how far is it? So if you're training for a marathon this summer or maybe a fall marathon and you want to get your workouts in and get your runs in on our properties, we're going to be hopefully in the next month or so putting out distances between our trailheads on different areas so that you can train 1, 3, 5, 10 miles.
Very cool. So what do you hope to achieve with OutWiGo moving forward?
Our ultimate goal with OutWiGo is to get people to feel good in the great outdoors. And to do that in whatever way they choose, or whatever way makes them feel good. So if that's just hanging out in a hammock, or if that's having a picnic in the park, or if it's training for a 100-mile race, or going for a bike ride, or whatever. There's so many things that you can do. And I think with OutWiGo, we're just trying to showcase all those opportunities and tell these stories that other people have had about their experiences and what outdoor recreation means to them and the positive impact it's had on their lives. So again, OutWiGo, our tagline is "Feel good in the great outdoors," and just that's what we're trying to say. That's what we're trying to promote. We just want people to get outdoors, and obviously, hopefully, preferably to Wisconsin State Park System properties.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think one of the greatest things about living in Wisconsin is that we do have so many opportunities to do so many things year round, but especially in the summer. And they're like, no matter what it is that you are interested in, there's something out there for you.
Yep.
Anything else we should know about OutWiGo or state parks heading
Just
into
come
summer?
out, enjoy.
Yeah, just get
Take
out there.
part.
Yeah. And if you've never been to one of our properties, definitely Free Fun Weekend is an awesome opportunity to do that because you don't have to pay to get in. So it's just a really great chance for people who haven't been out there to our trails or forest recreation areas to get out there and experience it. And then if you decide to, and we hope you do, buy that annual pass, it's $28 for residents. I mean, that's pretty good for a whole year. So
Yeah.
That's less than a movie, and
Yeah.
you get the whole year. The
But you
entire
don't get the
year.
free popcorn.
You don't. But you know what? If you come
But
to one of
it's
our
even
events,
better.
maybe there is
There you go.
popcorn.
Yeah.
There
Or
you go.
an OutWiGo sticker.
yeah.
That's even better.
That's way better.
That's
Yeah.
way better.
Probably like a $3.99 value. So you can take two.
Awesome. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having us. This has been
for
fun.
Sure. This is great information. I hope everyone's able to get outside. Use hashtag OutWiGo on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You could become a DNR social media celebrity and just enjoy what Wisconsin has to offer this summer. Awesome. Thanks guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we usually close out every event by saying "Out we go."
All right.
At the same time.
Should we do an Out We
Get in
Go?
on this. Yeah. So out we go on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Out we go!